Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are in a fun little game that's on Steam, and it's called Sinking Simulator. Now, I remember playing Sinking Simulator when it was on online. It's just a free open little simulator game you could download. It's actually on Steam, and you've got a bunch of options. Now, of course, what do you think the most impressive option is? It's Titanic. It's out here like 1.5 million times. Everybody's got different sizes and all that fun stuff, but you can literally go from little itty bitty Titanics, and you can drop it from the sky if you choose. Now this is going to run like a peanut. I want to give you a very full disclosure on that. Okay, so you look at it, it's gonna break. It's physics based. Okay, so you've got small ones like that to a little bit larger, like this. But I did find that somebody's been putting a lot of time into this. So you remember that size? Look at this. I'm gonna carefully drop you in the water. I'm gonna not have brake on. I want flood. Okay. So now I can come in here. Look at this detail. Look at it all. You've got from the weights in the bottom to the boiler rooms to everything, and you can see it's running a little slow. You come up closer, so it doesn't have to load as much. It'll bob there. But of course, this is the main one, and that's the one we're going to start with. But instead of starting with this version of it, let's do the front end of the Titanic. Let's drop you right there in the water, my friend. Now, there are a couple things that we can do. I just want to be able to show this to you guys for sinking the Titanic. Now, this is the flood function, and I don't know 100% if this will work. So let's drop it. We always see it, lean to the left as it sinks. I was going to say, I can't. Oh, I can. Okay, so you can see the water is starting to gather there. Up. Okay, so this wasn't stable to begin with because this is not what I expected with just a small amount of water in it. Well, Well, there she goes. Do me a favor. Don't run the bath over. If you do, the Titanic will capsize. Well, this is not what I was expecting. Are you going to sink now? I can't exactly speed up time. Yep. Well, there's the Titanic, everybody, taking on a massive amount of water. We've Poseidoned it, at least halfway. As soon as that gets here, it's just going to fit. Yep, there it goes. Well, this is not what I was expecting at all when I was coming in here just to do the first Titanic one. I was like, oh, this could be fun. And here we are as it slowly... Oh, now? Are we going to go full Poseidon now? Okay. Will it keep an air bubble in the top? That is my question. You can change the depth of the sea, which actually becomes important when the ship is sinking. We'll probably have to mess with that. We'll take a look. So right now, still taking on water, still rising. It's actually dropping, so it's dropping evenly. You can see it's starting to tilt again, which I guess is always a good sign. Of course, everybody's dead because of how drastically that went into the water, unless you happen to be walking on the boat deck at that time. Still going. Well, so you can flood. That was step one. That's what I was trying to show you. You can also break, and you can break in many different ways. So here, we can actually just chop that funnel off. It doesn't do anything. I mean, it's filled with water, so it's going to help stand it up a little bit more. And you can change the size, but you can literally just put holes anywhere you want. It's going to not help my tripphobia at all, and sink the ship. So first and foremost, let's try this again. Now, can I add ballast to you? Can I do this right in the middle? It's going to shift from side to side. Eventually, it's going to pick a side, and it's going to pick the left side. Well, technically the right. Yep, there it goes. A little drop of water. That's all it took. Well, I don't want to see the same thing again. Drop you in the water. Of course, I put you a little too deep. Okay, you're going to just bob there. Now, the question is, if we were to put right here in the keel, how long will you take, and will you stay like this? Because it obviously wants to drop to the right anytime we put water in it. Now, if you do look, there is a little bit of wave there's a little bit of current. You can actually change that here in physics. Drag everything. You can play around with it. Oh, it looks like we're going to go off to the left this time. So these are different pieces that are here. It's nice that we can change it transparent if we wanted to. Let's go back to that. And crashing into the water. Well, let's make that realistic. That hits the water. It breaks. Very quickly filling with water this time. I feel like it's going a lot faster than it was before. I mean, we technically ripped it open. Man, off we go. All right. Well, while that's doing that, let's see what else we have here. Okay, we've just got like these random steel structures. I have no idea what this is. I didn't click on that. Test pressure. Oh, but now we're gonna have to see what that is. There's a lot of random ones that get put in here. These are weird ships. Platform. Navy ship. I do like that these were in the Steam Workshop. A physics project. That's fun. Actually, I kind of want to do the physics project now. Different bases. That's another base. World Trade Center is a little bit in bad taste. Like, I want to because I want to watch the building physics, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Submarine. Titanic at night. Titanic. Oh my gosh, from my Titanics. Smaller boats. I like the sail ship. Then we've got the Normandy, the Pacemaker, which I actually know the Pacemaker, Titan, Queen Mary 2. Of course, these are all a lot smaller. What you doing? Okay, yeah, you're still sitting there. I just had to look at that for a second. Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Mary. All right, well, today's Titanic episode. There will be another episode going through it. I was going to say that's Lusitania. And this little carnival. Now, the problem is like, you see how big and beautiful that one is, and we put in a little carnival ship. Does nothing. I mean, don't put it underwater. Where's the other ship? Where's the other cruise ship? Where are you? There you are. So it's a little bit bigger. But yet again, compared to this one, like, come on. All right, so first and foremost, this is going to be our grand finale, obviously. Let us grab... Where was Titanic Night? There she is. Oh, just as big. Very nice. Okay, first, can we do physics? Let's do sea depth. Whoops, I let that go accidentally. Okay, so it's finicky on how to get the numbers put in there. Okay, I don't want to drop the ship. Look at those cables. Yay, physics. The ship bends and breaks all of its own. Actually, that would have been funny to watch. Well, that's not lined up. Now, let's watch you drop. A couple pieces breaking. Yeah, overall, she did fine. A couple parts of the funnel falling apart, but, you know, considering that I just dropped you from a pretty good distance. Okay, so let's not drop her this time. Let's put her in the water like that. Let's zoom in till she settles, because that becomes important. All right, we are ready to take the Titanic. Wow, physics are not doing well with you, are you? We got a cable that snapped. This mast looks like it's ready just to snap right off. There's no tension on any of the cables, so that's why everything looks rubbery. Well, that one's got too much. That's kind of funny. All right, so let's go in here. Yeah, can I change you? I don't want it to be... Okay, I don't want 5,000. Why... When did we think 5,000 was okay? 0.5? 0.5. Okay. We're learning your game. 0.05. Nope. Okay. We're still not doing well. 0.5. And now it's smaller than it was before. 1. Okay. Good. 4. 400. Yep, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so that's how we've got to do that. Okay, so let's just imagine good scrape on the... Yeah, let's not do all the way forward. Let's do it. This is not accurate at all, okay? Let's do it there. Way too big. I understand that, okay? But, you know, we're here just to watch a ship sink. Actually, I realized this one probably doesn't have compartments. So the other ones, when they're detailed on the inside, they have compartments that can be filled up. This one, I think, is just meant to look nice. Well, that's a bummer. I mean, is taking on water lightly? Oh, you're so small, though. So these ones just don't have compartments to use them in, which is a kind of a bummer. This one does, but this is almost the size of what we've already gotten. Well, I guess this is fate just telling me that we need to jump to the other one. Because, you know, we could sink the ship all day long, but to do it like this, I think, is way better. Let the physics figure itself out for a moment. Okay, so got the little car and all. Let's right through there, and we'll do one up front too. Okay, so the Titanic has struck the iceberg. We're gonna do it at day during the day because it's just not good at night. So the ship's obviously still bobbing because we're still moving, and this is going to happen very quickly. Because we're not going to go into World of Bulkhead or anything else like that. We are going to help the ship along to sink over time as water starts not being able to find different places to go. You can see it slowly entering the compartment here. But, yet again, it's only got small pathways that it can make its way through. So you can definitely tell that the ship has been struck. But overall, it takes a little while. But as you can see, this is slowly filling up. Are all the dogs going to come up and sit with me now? I swear I just heard Beast coming up, but I think he turned around as soon as I said, are all dogs going to come up? Feeling love, Beast. Thank you. Okay. So let's pop back in here. Slow. Slow, but okay. I think the next thing I'm going to want to do is do water. Because it's slowly making its way up. It's bleeding through. We don't have all day. That compartment's full. This one is starting to. So it's starting to go over where it should be. Oop. Don't click out of the game. I'm just surprised I'm able to capture this game. You guys notice that the screen ends down here at the bottom. Because this is my toolbar. Which I'm glad that it's hiding. It's very hard to capture this game. That's why it looks like it's in some sort of cinematic. Because I can't get it to go full screen. Okay, so we've got this compartment starting to fill. We have not hit rooms yet. Well, these are definitely... Well, yeah, these guys have water. It's kind of hard to see the water every once in a while. So it's starting to spill in. Yes. Now, question. Where does water travel if it's here? How does it get into the boiler room? It's very interesting. So, I could do all the research on exactly where Titanic hit and if it got into the boiler rooms, but I would assume... No? Okay, so, yes, so this is one of the other tools that you can flood things. Boop. Add a little bit of water here and there. So right now, she's stricken, but she's not sinking. So we can help along a little bit. Well, it's hard because it is climbing. It's just very slow. And these are so... These are so unforgiving when you try to adjust things, as you guys have seen. It'll take a little while. Let's help it along just a little bit. Let's flood this room. Okay. And let's go... Well, I was hoping to go down the staircase, but that's not the case. Do a little bit of flooding there. Flood this compartment. I'm actually going to flood the front too, just so it continues to go down at the front. Keep filling that up with water. There we go. That's the cinematic that we're looking for. Can I, let's see, where graphics. So I would like to be able to see inside. Thank you. Can I go, I don't know, up maybe a little more? There we go. So, can water enter anywhere through here? No, it just kind of sits. There's a hole. Why isn't there one over here? Because there's water in here now. Where are you dripping from, though? That is my question. Well, it's sloshing around in there, but it doesn't really tell me where. So she's still going down by the head. She needs some more water, though. So I want the front end to actually dive down, or we're just going to get a ship that kind of falls over. We've already had that once today. Thank you very much. I think we're good. Let's just get these compartments full of water. This is not historically accurate. I should actually stress that, because I know somebody's going to be in the comments complaining about, oh, how it happened. Well, I've got a little dot that I'm filling the Titanic full of water with. Yeah, I don't think we're going for scientific accuracy here. Okay, let's get that spilt over here. Say, where is your going? I fill you and then you drain. Okay, so the bow is almost over the water line. Oh, she's not happy. Okay, we're moving. Good to know. Okay. Sorry, I just got like 5 messages from one person who's getting somewhere safe after they've traveled. From my new employer, hey, PadFootTD Games just put out a video, and I guess I'm feeding the horses because my ranch owner is very tired. Now, I don't think she's done much physical activity. I'm just worried that she's sick. So we'll see, because that's always something we have to worry about nowadays, is people being extra sick. Okay, so we were going below the water line, and then it seems to have lifted up. Now, why is this... There's not like a pump physic, because if you look, it drains itself. So doesn't this one? And this one. And I mean, that's already a pretty bad like section, but that's the problem, though, because right now, because of the way these sections are, it's not taking into account any open doors or anything. Where can any of this seep in? Anywhere? Here. Seep in here. Just trying to get that bow down more. The problem is I'm worried that it's going to prematurely break. Because if you look, it's already being bent. You look at the hull here. We're trying to get what would be called a cinematic break. I hope that music that I'm playing in the background is not copywritten. Okay, boiler room 1 is going to start taking on water. You guys can start taking on water. I say that one's still full. At first that looked like it wasn't. It wasn't. I was like, we filled you. All right. E deck. Okay. It's on the wrong one. Whoops. Okay, so that's at least now almost underwater. It's still fighting us. It still wants to live. Well, the problem is we don't want it to. So stop it. Sink, damn it. That's what we need you to do. Who thought it would be so hard to sink the Titanic? Hopefully that's not in poor taste. Now I realize after some of the stuff that I'm saying, said I didn't want to do 9/11, but I'm sitting here saying, oh, it wasn't hard to sink the Titanic. Or it was hard to sink the Titanic and definitely sank. Oh, boy. Friday. That's my excuse. It's a Friday. Okay, so the front half is pretty well underwater. Okay, now where else can we break? Bang, bang, bang. Because you're not holding water like I need you to, so we're just gonna help it along here. Stop being buoyant. I can see you going back up. Oh, that's definitely not where I wanted to do that. Can I dry you? Dry it. Just. Well, that's great. So now it's going to fill that double keel area. So that's a mistake on my behalf. Oops on that. We'll put another hole there. Okay, so we're still moving. You're being stubborn as hell. Still very stubborn. Put a little hole in the front, shall we? Okay, well, at least we got the nose going down. Back is lifting out of the water. I was going to say a little at a time, but now it's flying. It's because she's starting to bleed over. So there, this is the speed that I was hoping that we would get to, because now you can watch as the bow starts to dip. Water is spilling over. And it's starting to get through the room. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this so I don't accidentally put another hole in the ship. Now we can watch with speed of the 20 holes that I put in and the hole in the double keel where the water is going to go next. It's going to get trapped in this room. But you can see that it's starting to move from room to room. Kind of want to help it along right. Ooh, a little bit of water coming in here. Let's just help right there. And the problem is that it doesn't jump up. I wish I could destroy pieces and not necessarily just put holes in the ship, because I'd like to have seen it, put a hole in a couple of these cabins so it could have flown upwards. But right now we do have the bow underwater. Second boiler room is starting to fill with water. And she's definitely starting to bend. Now, the stern is kind of just bobbing there. It is being lifted a little bit faster than anything else. The bow is starting to sink at a higher rate as it bobs in the ocean. Okay. So the mast is still there, still going. Water has now gotten into boiler room number 3, which is looking good. Now, we might, I'm just letting you know ahead of time, we might have to help it break. As you guys have seen, all the help that we've had to give it thus far, of course, the closer we sit, the faster it will sink. Yay, frame rate. Just, look at all this detail. It takes a lot of that detail. Oh, yeah, the bridge is about to go underwater. Wish I just had a fast forward button. So water's coming in. So we got from here up. It went into this elevator shaft? Maybe. Yeah, yeah, elevator shaft. And has made its way into the boiler room. Number 2 is almost completely underwater. The bridge is just about to be submerged. Yeah, if you sit closer, look how quick this thing is sinking. Of course, when we back out, it's going to slow itself down. Look at that. That's incredible. All right. So at this point, we definitely know that Titanic is going down. The stern is now... Wait. Is now... Okay, well, it's dipping back into the water. It's not what you were supposed to do. I need it for my commentary purposes for you to leave. Man, this does make me want Honor and Glory so much more. Lusitania should be coming out, that piece that they're doing. Man, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for a lot of it. But we'll just have to be patient. She broke. She did break. Okay. I wasn't ready for her to break. All right. Well, everything's about to speed up now. So the stern is now by itself. The guide cables have snapped. They are just flying everywhere. I wasn't ready for that. Oh, in the front. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, yeah. The actual biggest part of the bow is about to drop. Oh, man, that stuff's happening so quick now. The American flag that's on top, that's not exactly accurate, is going down. Yeah, lifeboats have not been deployed, so that's a bummer. Wow, I wasn't expecting it to snap, especially in both places, but stern is dropping. The seafloor is there. So now we've got the stern. So the stern, sorry, did I say the stern? The bow is dropping. Bow, stern, and then we got midship as well. Now the midship does look like, yeah, it's going to pick itself up. The stern is just kind of floating there all by itself, which would be extra terrifying if all of a sudden you're just in the back of the stern and all of a sudden you're floating as the rest of the ship floats away. Just want to snap on those wires. That was my favorite part of the first one. I don't know why. Snap. I like the falling physics, I guess. All right, let's zoom in here. How quickly are you taking on water? Actually, relatively slow. You're still doomed. You're 100% doomed because all it's going to take is, here's the engine room. Here's every other piece to the shaft and out. There you are. That's the water I was expecting you to take on. And you are just going to slowly go. Now, what I find funny about this is that there are parts that are underwater that are not flooded yet because there's no windows. Fundamentally, there's no windows. But that's going to take its sweet-ass time. How's the bow doing? Almost to the bottom? Come on. I want to watch you drop. Come on. I hate that music. It's in the background, by the way. It was just too quiet if I didn't have it, so... Gotta leave that there. Gotta find some good, Titanic-y music that I can just put in the background. Okay, so that's actually still just bobbing there. The stern is probably the best place to go because right now the midship is still slowly filling. You can see that spillover from actually outside through the window. Let's actually... Let's movie that one up. Crash through that glass dome. As the pressure becomes too great. I accidentally put a hole over there too. Well, I suck at that, okay? Stern, bow, bow. It's going to go to the stern or the bow. Let's see, the bow is about to hit. But of course, it's not as deep as I wanted it to be. Oh my god, it's so dark down here. And... Oh god, how... I thought that was the bottom. Oh, it is, okay. So she comes to rest down at the bottom. Oh, she dragged something with her. What'd she drag with her? That's one of the cranes. So that ripped it off. Cables were helping pull this down. That funnel would break underneath the pressure. This funnel would break underneath the pressure. Okay, there we go. So as soon as it hits the ocean floor because of the pressure, it snaps in half. Forward mast has snapped. The American flag still flying true and happy. And this is kind of what I was going for. I just didn't think we were going to snap here all the way at the stern. But as she goes up, let me actually break the rest of you. I want you to float away. Be free. Be free, funnel, be free. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, if we get the full vertical, too, this is where it should have snapped. Oh, it looks so good. The stern is... So we've got water here now, but it's not spilling over. It's still through the double keel, but that's almost to the back, which would equalize. And because of the pressure, it wouldn't go up and around. I mean, slowly, if these two connect, it'll take it, but... Oh, no, she's going to fall over. Oh, no, it's like somehow worse. I don't know how it's worse or why it's worse, but it definitely feels worse. As she does fall, ripping off that funnel. And there we are. All right, well, bow's all the way down. Hey, the flag's still up. You got pieces of debris floating everywhere. Well, sinking everywhere, not necessarily floating. And this is still holding together. Now, what's amazing about this, obviously, this is not realistic. You know, there's doors and passages. It's not just one solid 2D chunk. But it's interesting on how it's sitting there. So let's zoom in so that can speed up a little bit. You can see that it's now taking on a lot more speed. It's got multiple holes to be going in from. That funnel is just going to float there for a little while. Two main ones are dropping. Okay. Let's help the stern just a little bit. Boop. Finally, some sort of bulkhead could not take the pressure anymore and has let go. Oh, now you're just gonna bob back and forth like a cork until you fill, aren't you? Well, it's taking its time. Okay. Stern's rising up again. It's taking on water a lot faster now, which I think will probably be the end. And part of it was already underwater anyway, so that's not a super surprise. Let's help. We're gonna help. We're being helpful. There's the sex car. Actually, just think about it. They came out from the front, so you do have one there, but the sex car. Oh, it wasn't here. It was, maybe it's on the bow still. Well, it's in there. We saw it in the beginning. She'll still be bobbing. I'm just really surprised in how long it's taking. We'll fill the coal rooms too. Oh, broken there. 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 Pressure takes out the funnel. Snap all of its cables. And, you know, the midship section is just... It's trooper. Okay, so boiler room number... Oh, gosh. 1, 2, 3... 1 through 4 are filled, but 5 and 6 are dry, even though 5 is underwater. Well, let's help. This whole corridor is still empty. There we go. Now we're being helpful. All right, so the stern looks like it is going to pop up, so that's good. Let's snap the mast for no reason. Alrighty. Now we're taking on more water as the midship decides to finally take its plummet. But of course, it's going to kind of just bounce off the bottom. Now, obviously, this happened in the middle of the ocean. There's no way to stop that. But what I find amazing is that, imagine if it did drop this low. You know, the Titanic is still relatively low. I would love to just raise one of these ships, but of course it's been there for so long, it's just not possible. Titanic's obviously way too deep and way too deteriorated, but still, I think it would have been pretty cool. So stern is about to go full cork on us, and last boiler room is taking on water from the rear, well, semi-rear of the ship, from the cut-in-half engine room. Drown, damn it. Not best choice of words. Today's a Friday. Okay, taking on lots of water, and finally, midship sinks below the surface with some debris left behind. That's actually really cool. All right, the stern is about to topple over once again since it's not being dragged down as it slowly fills with water. Midship is coming down to join the bow. I actually can't believe that we got this long of an episode out of just one little sinking simulator. Or that I had enough talk about during the sinking of the sinking simulator. Wow. All right, where's ground? It's right there. Oh, flag's no longer up. And bracing for impact in 3, 2, 1. So is it imploding on itself? Yes. So as it crashes, it's slowly just destroying itself. Oh, stern's back up. I'm going to let that finish itself as it bobs there in the water for a little while. So what's happening with the midship pieces, the physics that are in here, the ship is crumbling upon itself, which I wish we had a better building than the World Trade Center. Because I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that one. Maybe we can find one. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at the cracks. Wow. Awesome. Okay, back to the stern that's about to go under. She's still bobbing there. Let's grab in the drive shaft again, and we'll grab there. Zoom in a little bit. Make sure you take a deep breath before we pop into the water here. And finally. Oh, there's a piece of ship still sitting here. Oh, it's the mast. Okay. And bloop, there it is. Leave the flag behind. We don't need it where we're going. This is all that's left of the midship as it crumbles upon itself. And we've got the bow up here crumbled upon itself as well. Stern's about to come crashing down as it fills the rest of the ship full of water. We'll rip off that piece. A couple buoyancy pieces that I just want us to fill. Get full speed as we head down here. This is one of the funnels. Well, that was fun. That was our fun Titanic experience for Sinking Simulator. I do plan to come back in here with a couple other pieces, but of course Titanic's the number one. That's the number one everybody always wants to see, and it's of course the first thing that I want to be able to sink. But we got plenty of other fun little pieces to explore here in Sinking Simulator. But as the stern comes crashing down, that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoy what you saw, we do live stream. Actually, we do not live stream anymore, at least at this point. We have a brand new channel called PadFootTD Live. and we are on Instagram. Those links are down there in the description below. Let us know down in the comments what you think, what you might want to see in future episodes. Always open to suggestions and ideas from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to show support, a subscribe is always appreciated. Just lets us know that we're doing something right, and it puts a big smile on our face every day. Man, you are just flown away, aren't you? Oh, you're going back to the top. Puts a smile on our face every day when we get to see that number. I was hoping that stern was going to drop, but it's still just imploding on itself. Well, with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.